Welcome to EPICON News, where we talk about current events that vividly elucidate the problems of today's economic practices and beliefs. Today we're going to be talking about auto repair. Yeah, that's right, auto repair. And some very interesting things that have been happening in the automotive industry concerning the computerization of vehicles. Now, of course, we are moving towards electric vehicles. It is a slow change, but it's, progressing nicely. Not as fast as we would like, but that's not the problem we're going to be talking about today. The problem we're talking about is the fact that these highly computerized vehicles, you basically have to be a software engineer to fix them. Yeah, but that's kind of just the start of it. So let's dive right into this. Today we're going to talk about what automobile manufacturers have done to not only help automobile repairmen and repair engineers, but swindle them out of a lot of fucking money. Why is this happening? We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about the problem first. So, what's happened here? Cars are becoming more and more computerized as technology increases, right? As there is this push to electrifying vehicles. We know that artificial intelligence is now taking a big role in car development, not only from the point of view of designing the vehicle, but also from the point of view of driving the fucking thing, right? We are designing cars that can drive themselves. It is a fantastic concept, and it is kind of moving along at a fairly good speed, although there have been problems with accidents and with the AI miscalculating and running into problems. But given that our vehicles are becoming more and more computerized, even those that are not fully electrified, even those that are still running on the clunky old mechanism of combustion, yeah, even they're being computerized because there's a lot going on, right? You can actually help with combustion and air-fuel ratio by monitoring what is happening in the engine and letting a small AI analyzer or even just a small algorithm to help, tune the air-fuel ratio. The problem steps in when people have spent their entire life learning the mechanics of the engine, learning to understand how these systems work, learning the differences and little minutia between different brands, from Ford to Mercedes to fucking Jaguar to Rolls-Royce, whatever the case is. Current master technicians, master mechanics are not stupid people. They are incredibly intelligent because there is a lot that goes into the mechanics of how a vehicle works. Trust me, I know. I spent 2 years as a mechanic myself, and there is a lot going on in there. Lots of physics, a lot of equations, all sorts of crazy shit. It is a fairly dense field. In fact, a lot of people complain about the price they have to pay for a mechanic. I say they're not paying enough. Mechanics is a tough fucking job. From getting into little tight spaces, right? Spending 20 fucking minutes getting one bolt off because the engineers that designed that engine decided to put it in the tightest possible place, where you have to buy a specialized tool specifically for that model, that car, just to get that one bolt out. It's a fucking mess. And the engineers don't give a motherfucking shit about it. They design the worst vehicles. So what's going on with computerization? Well, we've got computers to detect who is sitting in the driver's seat, so that when they sit down, the seat adjusts specifically to them. The steering wheel lowers just for them. The mirrors adjust specifically according to their settings. Even the radio only brings up the stations, pre-programmed stations that are specifically for that driver. There's a lot going on. A lot. And you don't just have one computer. You have the ECM, you've got the CCM and the MCM and all sorts of different computers doing different things, monitoring the engine, monitoring the cooling system, monitoring user defaults, monitoring a vast variety of different things. You have hundreds of microchips in a single vehicle. You know, that's just talking about the gas, the combustion engines, to say nothing of the actual fully electric vehicles with a fucking AI driving them. Okay, so a car comes in. A mechanic takes a look at it. It turns out that, this system is run by a computerized system. So, hey, let's go take a look at the manufacturer's website. Let's get in touch with them, see if they have a tool to help us diagnose what the problem is. Now, up until recently, a bit of a segue here, up until recently, all you would have to do is purchase a fairly inexpensive diagnostic machine. I mean, they're not cheap, right? A couple $1,000s, $5,000 to $10,000 for a really good diagnostic system that is being updated, that has, links to tutorials and analytical flow charts to help you to discover what the problem is. You just plug it into the OBD2 or whatever other computer port that the manufacturer has provided, and the diagnostic system helps you figure out what is going on with that vehicle. That's no longer the case. Now that cars are becoming more computerized, now individual manufacturers are providing entire software suites along with a hardware counterpart with which to run that software and interface with that vehicle to determine what the problem is. So we're not just looking for a problem, but we've got a problem within a problem. And the problem within that problem is the problem that you need to pay tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the manufacturer, for that diagnostic suite specifically to interface with the computers of that one vehicle. This is going to turn into a fucking shit show. And what I mean by that is you are going to end up having mechanics that specialize in very, very limited corners of manufacturer repair. You're going to have one mechanic that specializes in Hondas and Audis. Okay, you have another one specializing in Fords and and Mazdas. You have another mechanic that specializes in whatever, because that's all that they can afford. They can't spend the incredible amount of money it would cost to be able to purchase the specialized software platforms to be able to interface and analyze the problems of every single manufacturer out there, which is how it used to be. All you had to do was buy one diagnostic system and you could diagnose just about anything. Now it's designed such that you need proprietary software on proprietary hardware to interface with any one manufacturer's vehicle just to solve the problem for that car. And we're not talking cheap. We're talking fucking expensive. Mechanics make a good amount of money, right? A good, solid mechanic, solo entrepreneur, sort of single garage kind of guy, could easily bring in $500,000 a year. We're talking about systems that will put them into debt for years, just to pay off the ability to diagnose the vehicles manufactured by that one single manufacturer. A lot of mechanics have decided to just close up shop, decided to just, do something else, figure something else out. They don't even want to deal with it. What's the problem here? Why is this happening? Oracle, the Oracle database, like the really big software suites, right? that have been refined over years and years and years that can manage massive amounts of data for whatever, those are pretty expensive. But in comparison to, a system that just interfaces with a vehicle and helps diagnose problems, there's no balance there. Okay, these guys are asking way too much for their diagnostic suite, for their hardware and software. There's no fucking way that it costs that much to develop that software. But yeah, so this is turning into a big problem. A lot of people are closing doors. A lot of people are just deciding to, just fuck it. I'm not even going to deal with this anymore. Or they've decided to just say, I'm not taking any cars, that weren't manufactured before 2010. If you've got a car that was manufactured, after 2010, good luck. Have fun finding somebody that was willing to pay for, their software and their proprietary, hardware interface that has decided to take the hours and hours and hours it takes to understand and work with that software and understand and work with what different diagnostic, spectra indicate. So, again, this is a problem with our economy. This isn't a problem with the manufacturers. This isn't a problem with the increasing speed of innovation. This is a problem with the fact that people can get away with charging anything for anything if they have some sort of proprietary lock on that. Same thing with drug companies. Same thing with a lot of things. If that is the only place you can go to get, and there's laws against it, right? And they've made it so that you can't write your own software to interface with it. The interface is proprietary. If you do, you're under breaking that service agreement or that user's agreement, right? So not only can you not come up or hire an engineer, a software engineer, to build the software to interface with that car so that you can actually fucking fix it. I mean, right? Not only is that the problem, not only can you not do that, but to actually purchase the proper diagnostic facilities from the manufacturer it's a dent. It's just not a dent in your pocketbook. It's like a fucking crater in your pocketbook. It's incomprehensible. You thought you were retiring, in the next couple of years. Not if you want to keep repairing vehicles. Now, this is a right to repair problem. I don't know if you know who Lou Rossman is. He's got, just look up his name, right, on YouTube. Louis. I think that's right. Louis Rossman, Rossmann. He's a computer repairman, a device repairman, phones, tablets, computers. He's got a whole channel on YouTube that talks about problems like this, that talks about the right to repair. It's your car, it's your vehicle, it's your computer, it's your laptop, it's your phone. You purchased it. You should have the right to get it repaired by anybody. And the repairman, the people who have trained to understand that technology, should not be in fear of any sort of legal reprise for repairing it without purchasing the fucking repair kit, right? So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. That was a problem that I really wanted to sort of elucidate here. It's disgusting. It's greed driven. There's no fucking way that it costs that much to build the software and that it costs that much to maintain that software and or hardware. Often you'll hear economists talk about the reason why CEOs get paid so much. Well, it's because they're the ones that are willing to take the risk. They're the ones that are willing to, do what is necessary while other people aren't. That's a load of shit. That is not just a load of shit. That is just delusional thinking, okay? Anybody that says that doesn't understand how things really work. Tell me why drugs are far more expensive in the United States than anywhere else in the world. Tell me why you have to buy, why you are locked into buying proprietary repair and analytical systems just to get your car fixed. What does that do for the owners of the vehicles? You're gonna have to run around all over town to find somebody that actually bought the proprietary hardware and software combination to fix your fucking car. So it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it hurts everybody. The only people it does anything for are the manufacturers, and even at that, because they have made it such a fucking problem to be able to fix their vehicles, which is actually your vehicle, which you paid all your money for, they have the right to repair your vehicle. How silly is that? All right, so that is the end of this episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Please, if you enjoy this episode, go ahead and like. If you have not yet, go down there and hit the yellow subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the faster we'll be able to move things along and actually make change in this world. Go ahead and check out some of my associates. I'm going to leave some links in the description. Magnova is an amazing site for information, looking for other people, looking for other projects around, looking for how different terms coordinate and work together. It's an incredible website with many different utilities. Take a look at the Kindness Rebellion podcast, produced by a friend of mine, Nathan Jones. It is a fascinating podcast. Some great interviews on there. Check out Communivate with 2 I's. Okay. I will also leave a link for that in the episode description. It is an app to help people that want to make change to collaborate and connect with each other. And go ahead and take a look at Moneyless Society, often called MOSO, M-O-S-O, or just Moneyless Society. I'm going to leave a link in the description as well. It's a collaborative community that I belong to, where we are all working towards that utopian ideal. We do research, we educate each other, we collaborate, and we are working to find answers to the many social ills and ecological ills that we are facing. So thank you for watching. Again, like, subscribe. See you guys in the next video.